my quilting friends, Leah Day here with a new Quilty Box video. I just received my Quilty Box for November and it's filled with fun supplies selected by Tammy Silvers. So let's check out the box and figure out what we're going to make with the contents. Just in case you've never heard of Quilty Box, basically it's a box of fun gear, fabric, and supplies. Arrives every month and it's always selected by a different designer. And this designer is Tammy Silvers and her website is tamarinus.com. So she's picked out some really fun things for us to play with. We've got a pattern for sea foam, and this is not just a quilt, it's also a poof. Like a floor pillow. I think that's really, really neat. And we've also got this little sample of Soak Pineapple Grove. It is a laundry detergent, and I was reading the package. You don't have to wash this out. You don't have to rinse it. It's biodegradable, really good for the environment. So that'll be really nice to try. And then we have two different spools of beautiful Arfil thread. I really like this. Notice how this coordinates. Beautiful blue on the beautiful blue fabric. And I think this is 40 weight, regular cotton thread, and then this is like embroidery floss. So you could do something fun with that. Now the fabrics. The fabrics are always my favorite part of these Quilty boxes. They really well. This is really, really neat. This is National Nonwovens. It is felt, and it's made from sustainable fibers, natural fibers, and they're so super soft. So I think it's kind of a bamboo rayon blend. I have been hoarding lots of felt lately, and so I think this is going to inspire me to pull that out and make something fun with it because this feels amazing. And our main fabric, this is so awesome. This is Island Batik Sea Foam, and they are 10-inch pre-cut squares, and aren't they just beautiful? And I think you get two, yep, you get two of each cut. I love it when we get pre-cuts. It's so much fun. And these are so beautiful. And I think that this set, I'm pretty sure that these were designed by Tammy. So I think that's really, really cool that we've not only gotten her pattern, but we've also gotten fabric designed by her as well. Oh, isn't that orange, that yellow, kind of really cheerful? That's so pretty. And look at these fish. That's neat. Oh, this is going to be so much fun to play with. So I'm going to turn off the camera and go figure out what I want to do with it. I always challenge myself to do something a little different and to create a free quilt pattern for you guys. Of course, you could definitely create the sea foam pattern that's included with your Quilty Box, but I really like to stitch it up a notch and challenge myself to come up with something very quick. It's not easy to come up with a quilt pattern in a day or two, but it's something that I enjoy doing. So I'm going to be thinking about something beautiful to make with these fabrics, and I'll meet you back here when I decide what to do with them. So taking some time thinking about these beautiful fabrics, and I've come up with this quilt, and it's called Chain of Beads. And the idea and the kind of the inspiration for it is I wanted to keep these pieces of fabric as big as possible. I really like them. I think they're really pretty. So I decided to only trim them down to 9.5-inch squares and then do some strip piecing to create these blocks in between them. So let me show you how we do that. So you're going to do some very simple strip piecing. You're going to take two 4-inch strips in black and one 2.5-inch strip in cream. And the inspiration for this cream color was to make it look like cotton cording of a beaded necklace, kind of like the space between brightly colored beads. So that's the inspiration. You can change this out and do whatever colors you like though. So once you piece those together, make sure to press your seam allowances open, so that will make this very, very easy to quilt. And then you're going to line up your ruler and line up your ruler on those piecing lines so it's nice and straight. And then we're going to cut 9.5-inch blocks from this strip. So I'm going to trim off one end, then I'm going to flip it over, I'm going to flip it around, and that way I can continue cutting with my dominant hand. I'm left-handed. When I've gotten in trouble whenever I have cut with my right hand, even though I'm pretty good at it, my ruler slipped once and I cut myself, and that taught me a lesson. I won't do that again. So here I'm lining up again. I'm lining up some lines here on those seam lines in the 9.5-inch mark over here on the side, making sure everything's nice and straight. And that's how you cut your blocks accurately. So this quilt pattern now comes together super, super easily. We have these strip piece blocks and then our big layer cake squares. And you're just going to set it up like this to stagger it so that you have a batik, then a strip, then a batik, then a strip block. And I altered this with each row. So on every other row, it's going to be where the blocks are on the diagonal. And that way they're not forming basically like a straight line all the way across. I also added these strips, this is kind of a sashing background strip, in between, so that way it gives it a little bit more space. And if you want a bigger quilt, all you have to do is cut a wider strip here, and you can easily upsize this. In fact, I've used less than half of our batik pre-cut squares, so if you wanted to make this significantly bigger, just keep piecing, add more rows, add more fabrics, and you will definitely create a quilt as big or as small as you want. So piece your rows together in vertical sets and then piece them together with these sashing strips and your chain of beads quilt will be complete. So that's it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed learning how to create this chain of beads quilt. This is a perfect pattern for those fabrics that are just too pretty to cut. You can leave them in these nice big squares and really show them off. So if you want to learn more about these beautiful fabrics and the quilt pattern in your Quilty Box, definitely check out Tammy Silver's website at tamarinis.com. Of course, if you'd like to learn more about Quilty Box, you can click a link below this video to learn more and subscribe. It's an awesome way of trying out new things and getting beautiful new fabrics every single month. If you have any questions about this video or how to put together this quilt, definitely ask in the comments below. Until next time, let's go quilt.